Not every motion that repeats itself is simple harmonic motion. A very special condition must be met for this status. To qualify as simple harmonic motion, Hooke's law must be in effect. That is, a force restoring the mass back toward equilibrium with a magnitude proportional to the displacement from the equilibrium must act. A spring is the usual example of Hooke's law, with the restoring force equal to the product of K times X, where K is the spring constant and X is the amount of stretch. The spring constant is a measure of the stiffness of the spring and can be measured by applying two different forces and noting the amount of stretch. K will be the difference between the two forces divided by the difference in the two positions, and will have units of newtons per meter. K tells us how many newtons of force would be required to stretch the spring 1 additional meter. To measure K, hang 50 grams and note the initial position of the end of the spring. Then hang 200 grams instead and measure the new position of the end of the spring. Calculate K by converting the masses into newtons of force with m times g, taking the difference in forces and dividing by the difference in positions. The period of the spring depends on how much mass is attached to the spring, m, 1/3 of the mass of the spring itself, and the spring constant. The oscillation frequency in hertz is the inverse of the period, and the angular frequency in radians per second is 2 times pi radians per cycle times the frequency. The position x of the spring as a function of time is given by a cosine omega t, where a is the amplitude of the oscillation, that is, the maximum displacement from the equilibrium. The cosine function is just a sine function, but given a head start of a quarter cycle, or pi over 2 radians. So we could just as easily express the position as a sine omega t plus an initial phase angle of phi equals pi over 2. The velocity at any time can be expressed as minus a times omega sine omega t. The motion begins as an inverted sine wave with a velocity amplitude of a times omega, where a was the amplitude of the original position motion. The inverted sine function for velocity is equivalent to introducing a phase advancement of a half cycle, or pi radians. Thus, the velocity amplitude will be the position amplitude multiplied by omega, and the velocity phase, phi sub v, will be pi over 2 greater than the position phase phi sub x. The acceleration motion is expressed as minus a omega squared times cosine omega t. The amplitude of this oscillation is just a times omega squared. The negative cosine function is equivalent to advancing the phase of a sine function by 3/4 of a cycle, or 3 pi over 2 radians. If we examine the phase difference between the position and the acceleration functions, we expect a phase difference of pi radians. In summary, position is given by a sine omega t plus pi over 2, velocity is given by a omega sine omega t with pi over 2 additional phase, and acceleration is given by a omega squared times sine omega t with a phase difference of pi. Tape a piece of cardstock on the bottom of the spring mass and allow it to oscillate with a small amplitude above the motion sensor. Please, please cover the motion sensor with a protective wire mesh and don't overdo the amplitude of the oscillation. This damage and worse can happen to an unprotected motion sensor. All three graphs can be viewed simultaneously. Here we have position at the top, velocity in the middle, and acceleration at the bottom. Perform sine curve fits to each of the three curves, and in each case record the amplitude, period, and phase of the oscillations. The sine curve fit yields 4 parameters. The parameter A corresponds to the amplitude of each wave. B represents the period of the oscillation. The phase of the wave is given by minus 2 pi times c over b. The equilibrium position will be given by d. One of Galileo's celebrated experiments involved his law of the pendulum. A pendulum is a simple harmonic oscillator, but with a period that depends not on mass, but on the square root of the length of the pendulum, L, and the acceleration of gravity, g. If the law of the pendulum is squared, then the period squared is directly proportional to the length, and a plot of t squared versus L will yield a straight line with a slope that can be used to measure g. Attach the top of the string to a fixed rod and run the string through a rod with a narrow glass opening. Allow the pendulum to swing through the beam of a photogate. The pendulum length extends from the glass rod downward to the center of mass of the hanging weight. If you like, you can once and for all measure the approximately 2 centimeter distance of the center of mass and just add that consistently to the length of the top of the weight. Use the photogate to measure the average period for several swings. Record the standard deviation so you know how much error to expect. Now when you wish to shorten the length of string, just slide the glass rod down. Don't waste time by untying and tying the knot at the top. From 70 centimeter length, go to 60 centimeters, then 50, etc., down to a length of about 20 centimeters. Notice how the period decreases and the frequency increases as the length is shortened. Enter your period and length data into graphical analysis, but don't expect a straight line. The line is only straight when you create a new calculated column with period squared and plot that versus length. The slope of this line should be 4 pi squared over g. Thus, the slope yields the value of g. Yet another example of simple harmonic motion is the so-called physical pendulum. This is a pendulum that is not just a point mass at the end of a light string. The physical pendulum is a solid object rocking back and forth beneath a support. Here the period is equal to 2 pi times the square root of the moment of inertia I over mgh, where h is the distance that the center of gravity hangs below the support. A readily available object for the physical pendulum is a meter stick. Then the moment of inertia about one end is 1/3 ml squared, and the center of gravity hangs a distance L over 2 below the support. Putting these values into the expression for the period gives 2 pi times the square root of 2/3 over g, since L is just 1 meter. Here is one possible support system. The 3-fingered clamp grips a nail passing through a small hole near the end of the meter stick. The period is measured by the photogate as the meter stick passes through.